Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from thousands of successful individuals from around the world. I'm your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm privileged to welcome a very celebrated jewelry designer from Canada, Reena Ahluwalia. Reena, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ashutosh. So great to join you.
Thank you. Reena is an award-winning jewelry designer, a diamond painter, a professor, speaker, and community builder. She graduated from the prestigious National Institute of Fashion Technology in India. She created a diamond tiara for Her Royal Highness Kate Middleton. She also created the inaugural collection for the Rio Tinto Bunder mine. She has one of her designs on Belgium's postage stamps. She holds the Guinness World Record for most diamonds set on a watch. And after all this, she has been recognized, awarded, and felicitated globally. Wow, what an amazing career you have had, Reena. Congratulations, and thank you for talking to me. So let's talk about jewelry design. What made you become a jewelry designer after NIFT?
So I think it really, I can trace it back to my childhood, Ashutosh. You know, as a child, I was like intrigued and excited about transforming anything ordinary into extraordinary. Mm-hmm. So, you know, always creating something and even, you know, just growing up in India had a lot to do with it because all around me was jewelry, you know, folks of all gender wore jewelry. I saw it in temple statues. I saw it on billboards. And what was really fascinating was how the jewelry was so interconnected with people's personal identities and communicated on so many different levels. So once I got my education from the National Institute of Fashion Technology, majoring in jewelry design, it was just a medium I wanted to explore for myself. Mm-hmm. And this opportunity to create jewelry with context, with concept and meaning. Mm-hmm. So that's where I got started, and then I went straight ahead.
Wow. So tell me and all my viewers and listeners about some of your iconic creations and what went into making those designs.
So what went into making those designs was, you know, a lot of hard work, a lot of passion, and you know, technical know-how, because jewelry is such an incredibly interesting field. And I always say that to be a great jewelry designer, you need to be part strategist, part engineer, part mathematician, you know, and a great open mind. So some of the iconic pieces, and I have been very fortunate to have a few. So the Guinness World Record that you mentioned, I earned a Guinness World Record for most diamonds set on a watch ever. Then there was this.
And how many diamonds did you get on the watch?
Oh, so there were more than 15,000 diamonds. Wow. And it was a co-creation between my partner Aaron Shum and I. And what was really unique about that watch was that it had my painting of a diamond on the dial. Wow. So besides that, you know, there was this royal diamond tiara for as a tribute to the royal wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton. Mm-hmm. Then there was a 200 carat body ornament that had won the De Beers Diamonds International Award. Mm-hmm. And then I followed it up with another 100 carat award-winning piece that, you know, is now immortalized on a postage stamp.
Amazing.
But there are two really interesting historic pieces that I want to talk about. Mm-hmm. One is that when the first diamonds were discovered in Canada, I was interested by the legislature to, you know, set those diamonds in our historic maze of Ontario. Mm-hmm. And then the other is a beautiful Indian story because, you know, India is so famous for our incredible diamond history.
Correct.
So 100 years after the Golconda mine depleted, diamonds were discovered in India, and I had the great privilege to design the first inaugural jewelry collection from that. Wow. Wow. So yeah, those are some of the jewels, Ashutosh, but with the paintings as well. I painted a series of historic diamonds for Fred Mawad, who is not only an incredibly exemplary diamond expert, but a true art connoisseur and a collector of my art. And as well as you know that he is such an integral part of the YPO leadership as well.
Amazing, amazing. So, since you spoke about diamond painting, for me, for my viewers and my listeners, what is diamond painting?
So I'll put it very simply. So diamond paintings or the diamond artwork that I create are the paintings of diamonds on a physical canvas.
I see.
And how they come about is they came from my lifelong journey, looking into the depths of diamonds, being involved in this field, and also the association of diamonds with people, because without people, diamonds are not diamonds.
Correct.
So some of that, when they come together, they become my stories to tell, and I tell them through paintings on canvas, and those are my colossal diamonds. And I paint diamonds also to reveal the inner world, because it's so, a small diamond, but you explode it and there's this mesmerizing new world, but also the power and symbolism that is in the diamonds. And that's the reason why I paint them, because I really feel that we all are like diamonds. We are bright, we are brilliant, we are resilient, and we are full of potential.
So share with me, what is the process of creating your diamond paintings?
So for me, I mean, it is quite a technical process. So I definitely start with a blank canvas. But before that blank canvas, I have my mind filled with all my ideas and the ideas that have accumulated over years and years. And that's the story I want to tell. So on the blank canvas, I will go and make an underdrawing with my pencil, because diamonds are mathematical precision.
Cool.
And you need to be, and I like to be millimeter precise. I'm a jewelry, technical drawing professor. So, I take that pretty seriously. So once I lay that underdrawing, that helps me decide the color, my color palette, or how the light would reflect from one facet as compared to the other. So those decisions are what I take as I start painting and revealing my story.
Wow. And do you want to share some of your more favorite or more famous diamond paintings?
Well, there have been quite a few, but I love all my paintings. And one I mentioned I was really excited, and because they are quite recent, were the paintings I did for Fred Mountward, and those are historic diamonds. And before that, also I had a private commission to paint some of the most coveted diamonds by a private collector who I can't name, but I had this great privilege, and I really enjoyed painting the historic diamonds, but just not painting as they look, but also the story that I had to tell with it. And that's what makes it very unique.
Amazing. So, Reena, let's now go back to jewelry. And we were talking about you're creating a tiara for the royal family. What goes into designing for royalty? I mean, there must be so many meetings, so many inputs. What is that experience like?
I mean, I think all these experiences, great learning experiences, and whether it's a royalty or anybody else, I treat everyone as royalty. But I would say maintaining privacy. So besides all the meetings and all the design brief and going back and forth, I would say maintaining privacy and a very high level trust. That's very important, and I think that really ties in with my integrity as well. And while doing that, also creating an exceptional experience and coveted designs.
How amazing! So one of the other things that I've seen when I talk to my wife, and she want to buy some jewelry, or some other people, everyone wants something unique. How do you get so much inspiration to create so many different pieces?
Wow, I mean, I am inspired by life. I'm inspired by everything around me. I mean, it could be nature, music, science, art. So all these are, different things that I'm observing. And, over time, all of these become, ideas in my mind and stay there for maybe sometimes years. But when these ideas come together, and form a story, that's when I start exploring it and putting it into a piece of my work, and also kind of combining it with what I'm really known for. This kind of technical innovations, kinetic movement, and definitely stories.
Very interesting. And tell me about what went into your design going on to the postage stamp in Belgium.
Oh yeah, so what a big honor, I have to say that, to have my bel canto necklace, that is 101 carat diamond necklace. It's an award-winning necklace. Now that's immortalized on an official Belgian postage stamp. So the design itself is a great design, inspired by opera, by the high and low notes sung by a soprano. And it has beautiful white diamonds, but it's contrasted by this red enamel. But other than that, what the postage stamp celebrates is the historic significance of Antwerp and Antwerp's role in the world of diamonds. And when and my parents felt really proud of this fact, and just seeing their pride, it made me honor this milestone even more.
I've never met anyone who has something of theirs on a postage stamp. So I'm quite honored to be talking to you. How fantastic.
Thank you.
So, Reena, moving on, diamonds have been, or jewelry has been designed for God knows how many thousand years. But for young designers like you, how are you using technology?
What a relevant question. Because technology is transformative, it's transformation, it's transformative. And, you said it so rightly that, start from the human history, and technology has advanced design, and it has advanced design and provided us with ways to do newer things, to create solutions, and even fast pace, the cross platform integration. And that's pretty important. And historically, look at how technology impacted design. If you look at camera or typewriter, or, or come today, or computers, or today, if you look at robotics, or blockchain, or augmented reality, virtual reality, or artificial intelligence, all of these are quite important part of how design is and will be going in the future. But I also find that really fascinating. One great example, Ashutosh, is how, the impact of technology on design can be seen in NASA's James Webb Space Telescope. And, technology is enabling design for us. It's going to unfold a universe for us that we have never seen before. So, as artists or designers, or, I would say, you cannot design or think of newer things if you don't integrate technology or understanding of that. And just for me as well, with what I'm doing with blockchain and making it into my NFTs and entering the metaverse.
Amazing. That's and you have unique pieces that can go into an NFT and into the metaverse. That's fantastic. So, Reena, when we started our conversation, you also spoke about the jewelry that is there in Indian temples, and every old civilization, whether it's the Egyptians or the Romans or the Greeks, they all have an abundance of designs. Do you spend a lot of time looking at those designs and being motivated by some of them?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I spent all the time. I have lust for knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And so and even as a professor, there's something very interesting. So I have studied, cultures and jewelry from across the world, from China, from Cambodia, from Laos to India, Canada, or Alaska, or Canada. So I think all of those are really important, because jewelry is, I think it's, what is fascinating about jewelry is that, as humans, we have always decorated our bodies. And I guess why we decorated our bodies, because it had to do so much with decorating our own soul. And so that is something, though, so essential for us, so permanent for us as humans, self-expression, that it keeps evolving and it keeps growing. And so yes, I study that. I love it. But as I create my own designs, I also hope that, this is this timeline where I can add my conversation. I can add my ideas and just move a needle a bit more.
Wow. A few more questions for you. You're also a professor. Tell me about this part of your life where you teach.
So this is a very important part of my life, and thank you for asking me this, Ashutosh. I mean, I was born in India and came from a really supportive middle-class family where my parents really believed in education, and education for, young girls and women. So I had this great privilege. And I know that that's not the case around the world. And so I remember conversation with my parents who used to say, when somebody taught you, go teach, because that's the simplest way to circulate knowledge. Correct. And so I took it to heart. And right after I graduated, until now, I have been teaching. So I'm a professor of jewelry, teaching jewelry making and history and design in Canada, but not only in Canada, but wherever I travel in the world. I am connected with jewelry schools around the world. I go and speak there, and just as a contribution and just as a way to communicate with this newer generation, newer minds. So it energizes me, and I think it energizes them too.
Wow. So I've come to the end of my conversation. I've got one more question for you. And with you give back to Jewelers for Children. Tell me a little bit about this organization and what do you do?
So, just for me, it's really important to contribute. And, I have been involved with various organizations and charities. So my artworks benefit various organizations and charities across healthcare, women empowerment, and child welfare, or mining communities. Jewelers for Children is such an incredible charity, and they are there to help children who are suffering from critical life-threatening illness. And so it's great for me to be able to contribute and support. And so I'm doing my bit, and I'm really proud of that.
Wonderful. On that note, Reena, thank you so much for speaking to me. Thank you for talking to me about your incredible journey as a jewelry designer. I mean, I don't think I have met someone who has a Guinness record, who's got a piece of art on a postage stamp, who's designed for royalty. But thank you for being so honest about all your experiences, about all your visions for the world of jewelry. And thank you for sharing with me the amazing amount of work you're doing in giving back. Thank you again, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Ashutosh.
Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the Brand Called You.